Well, good morning everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty good here, and welcome to the channel. Hey, today I want to get on here and talk about the 5, maybe 6 most impactful mods aesthetically that you can do to your Tacoma. Now, I'm also going to give you a rough ballpark, and it'll vary depending on your area and pricing and all that stuff, but what the cost of these was. So the first thing that we're going to start out with, and you guys can see it because it's right there, beaming right behind me, and that is tinted windows. Pretty simple to do and pretty inexpensive. The cost for me was right around, if I recall, right around 200 bucks, something like that. Now it's going to vary depending on what flavor of tint you go with. You know, there's ceramic tint, there's regular tint, there's extra UV tint, all kinds of tints. But somewhere in the $200 range, and the bonus here is all you have to do are the front 2 windows, because the rear 2 and the back window are already tinted from the factory. So unless you want to go really crazy and go like limo style, you really only have to do those front 2 windows and you'll have this look. And I think it's awesome, and it's a pretty impactful little mod you can do right off the lot. Doesn't cost a lot of money and really looks good on the Tacoma. Okay, the next one that I'm going to talk about is the lift. Now there are all kinds of lifts you can do out there. Mine, of course, as I've mentioned before in many videos, is a 3-2 ready lift. 3 inches in the front, 2 inches in the back, to kind of level it out a little bit. It's still not perfectly level. But anyway, a lift. It's not that expensive to do. You know, a lift itself, for a block and spacer lift, is about $300 to $400 bucks plus labor. You should be able to get it done for somewhere in the $600 to $700 range. Parts, labor, a smile when you leave, and all of that good stuff. Now, obviously, it is a visually impactful or aesthetic addition or mod to the Tacoma, and I think the Tacoma looks awesome with the lift. I think the Tacoma is built for a lift. It just looks so much better. You don't have to go crazy. I mean, you don't have to take this thing like 12 inches off the ground, although I do like that. But from a practical standpoint, you know, 3-4 inches, something like that, does the Tacoma good, and it makes a heck of an impact. Now, the next thing, and of course, you've got to do this if you do the lift, are wheels and tires. Now there is a myriad of options out there that you can go with when it comes to wheels and tires. I happen to have Nitto Ridge grapplers. Let's get down here where it's a little bit more light. I've got Nitto Ridge grapplers on here. You guys can see right there. And for everybody that asks, and I get asked this a lot, they are 275/60 R20s. I may have gotten that wrong before off the top of my head, but they're 275/60 R20s with a 20-inch fuel ANSA wheel. And I think these look awesome on the truck. And like I said, if you're going to do a lift, you really do need to do something with bigger wheels and tires. Now, again, you don't have to go crazy. You don't have to go with like 40-inch tires that are 1.5 feet wide with treads so deep you could drive through a farmer's field with a plow. But something a little bit more aggressive than, you know, your normal all-season radial that you get stock on the truck. Something to give it a little bit more beefy look. Now, you're going to be into about, let's say, about 2,300 bucks. Something right in that ballpark for a setup like this. That includes the wheels, the tires, the balance, all that good stuff. By the way, I didn't mention with the lift, you need an alignment as well. That's going to run you about 60 bucks. So right in that ballpark, you know, and it's very impactful on the truck, I think. It just looks so good. I mean, I love the way this truck looks. Leave a comment down below. What do you think of the look? All right, next we're going to talk about something that really doesn't cost anything at all depending on what you do. And that is debadging, and I'm going to throw in there rebadging. Why rebadging? Well, you can see right behind me there, the Tacoma lettering on this truck is in black. Now, these are overlays. They just fit right over the chrome lettering that the truck comes with, or the chrome badge, and they're held on by double-sided tape. They look really good on the truck, I think. I've debated, taking these off before, but they look so good on there in black that I've decided I'm not going to do that. Now, in my case, if we go around to the back here, you'll notice that I did remove the V6 badging that was, I forget which side, it was on one of the sides here. I did take that off because I thought it was kind of cluttered back here. Now, one other thing you can do, and mine actually came this way, but you'll notice the Tacoma inlays here, the lettering. I think that black, and you can go with other colors depending on, what your truck is and what your tastes are. But for this truck, black and red, I think is awesome. And since you already have the name Tacoma stamped in the tailgate here, why not go ahead and put these in? I think it just pops from the back, and I think it looks really good. Just dresses up the back of the truck a little bit. So that's kind of what I mean by debadging and rebadging. If your truck didn't come, and a lot of them don't, with that Tacoma lettering in the back, you can pick it up pretty cheap. I think Sparks Parts, Tough Skins, there's a bunch of places that have it. And these overlays, same thing, they're available all over the place. Shouldn't cost you any more combined, and we'll say these overlays and the lettering in the truck, no more than 50 bucks. And that's probably pushing it a little bit. But not too bad, and again, a pretty aesthetically impactful little mod you can do yourself in about 5 minutes, maybe 10. All right, the next one again is right here behind me, and that is running boards. Running boards or side steps or tube steps or whatever you want to call them. I call them side steps because they're on the side and you step on them. But anyway, irregardless of what you want to call them, they really do add a bit of an aesthetic appeal to the truck. Now, I will be honest and tell you, I kind of go both ways when it comes to these. I like the nice clean look of the truck without them, but if you have a lifted truck and you have shorter people, maybe they're going to be getting in and out, a spouse or children or older folks or something like that, it is nice to have steps on there, because there's nothing worse than watching somebody fall out of your truck because they either didn't know it was lifted, didn't realize or think about it when they're getting out, or it's just too much of a step for them. Now, what I have on this truck, these are Predator side steps. They actually came with the truck once again. I know a lot of trucks don't. I recently actually just bought some of these for the Tundra out there. Same style as what is out there right now. But I think these are the best looking ones out there. Of course, this is subject to your own personal preference. But they look awesome, and they give you a big enough pad here that you can still hit the pad pretty darn easily when you're getting in and out of the truck, and they're not so close that you're scuffing up your paint and things when you're getting in and out. And I think they just add a nice, tough, aggressive look to the truck. Certainly do have a visual impact, and if you've got to have side steps, I think these are the best ones to go with. Now, as far as price goes, again, this varies widely. It depends on which ones you're looking at getting. These in particular, I believe, were right around the $350 to $450, something like that range, somewhere in there. Again, there are many kinds out there that you can pick up, and the price is gonna vary widely. You don't have to get black, although that's my choice. You could even go chrome. Excuse me, something in my throat. Anyway, side steps. Nice, easy, it's a bolt-on mod. Not that much money. It's not as cheap as the overlays, but it won't break the bank. Okay, this last one I'm going to talk about is right above my head right there, and that is the TRD front skid plate. I'm a recent convert with this. Originally, I didn't care for it. I really had no interest in it, but I thought, for the channel, I'm going to go ahead and get one. I'm going to put it on. By the way, you can pick that up from Sparks Parts. And don't forget, discount code RobMotive for 5% off. I wasn't going to get one, but I thought, I'm going to try it out. We'll see. And then I had an idea. Well, I'll paint it. And then maybe I'll like it better. Well, I got to tell you, it is one of my top 5 mods now, as far as what I like. I did paint it black, you guys can see. It comes in a brushed chrome or silver, I don't know. And I didn't care for that. The hue or the tint of the color of that, the skid plate that they provide, along with the red lettering, to me kind of clashed a little bit. It just didn't look right. So, like I said, I'll give you a closer view here. I did paint it, obviously black. There's videos on the channel. If you watch the channel, you'll be aware of that. But just look how this lettering pops now. And it blends in perfectly. I mean, granted, I have a red truck, and it is red lettering, so that kind of helps to blend it in a little bit. But you can get inlays here. These just pop out. You can get different colored inlays to put in there, maybe to match your truck if you're concerned about something like that. But I think the cost of this was, if I recall, it was right around $350 to $450, and I could be mistaken. I think that's right about where it is. So again, it's not a real cheap mod, but if you're an off-roader, it's kind of a double banger right there, right? You get the aesthetic appeal of it. I think it looks awesome, and you get the protection for the things underneath there. It is a 1/4 inch piece of metal, so it is going to protect you a little bit. Actually a lot if you run into a rut or a rock or something. So it's a dual purpose threat right there, and I think it looks pretty good. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here. You know, I get questions a lot. People ask me, you know, what mod should I start with? What's your favorite mod? What should you go with? And I've done, you know, my favorite top 5 mods and things like that. But I've never really talked about what I think are the most impactful, aesthetically speaking, mods that you can do to your truck. So that's it. That's my list. 5, 6 items. I don't even remember what it was. Of my most impactful things or mods that I've done to the truck. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you agree. Is this a good list? Am I wasting my money? Do you like this stuff? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time on the web. Have a great day. Bye.